Alright, what's up YouTube? This is another episode of Street Topics. Alright, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about black labels, Democrat, and more. Today I have with me Nevio, who's going to help me out with the topic. So let's go ahead and start with race.
Yeah, race. Like labels is such as like black, white, Mexican, and Asian. Well, different levels of Asian, all of them. But like for me, it's just something that they use to categorize people, and also comes with negative effects, like stereotyping. You would think a black person acts this way or supposed to act this way, or a white person is supposed to act this way or this way. Mexicans, like, it just comes with stereotypes. It comes with profiling. It's to me it's just all negativity. Of course it comes with racism, but yeah, to me it's just not needed.
Do you think media is contributing to that image?
Yeah, big time. Whether it's any form of media, and that's been from the beginning of time, from when they even didn't have like black people in TV shows, and then now you get different images of black people doing ignorant stuff, ratchet stuff. But that's not just bring this to black people. It gives stereotypes for all races, even white people or Mexicans, and it makes,
like, for example, like with my coworker, when it comes to Mexicans, like we can like have that stereotype to portray them as hard workers. Yeah. Like probably working for like low labor and like costs and all that. Like, oh yeah, you do cheap labor and things like that.
And also them as being just like grass cutters. Like they're not intelligent enough to be in a political office or
but
something like that.
But at the same time, like Asians are portrayed to be all intelligent. Then be like, okay, I gotta cheat off of this person because they're Asian. I know he in the Asian class. So stereotypes go around like so many.
They're not good, man. They're not good at all.
Not good at all.
And I saw an interview that Morgan Freeman had, and the interviewer asked him, what way could we go about, getting rid of like stuff like labels, as far as and like racism and stuff like that. And Morgan Freeman, he was like, just stop talking about it. Like if I'm black, you're white, you know what I'm saying? Like, just say, he's Bob and I'm Jeff.
Just like have a real conversation.
Yeah, like there's no black and white. Just he's Jeff, he's Bob, and Yeah,
and that can also work. But like at the same time, well, I think media is just gonna make it that much harder for like to get away from that, because they're constantly reminding people, well, you're black, well, you're white. Well, you're portrayed as this, and then at the same time, I think that can negatively like affect our kids as well, because at a young age, they're gonna be looking at this on TV and be like, okay, well, I guess since I'm this color or I'm this race or whatever, I gotta like pretty much follow the trend.
Yeah.
And like follow their stuff for step instead of like actually being themselves. So.
That's why we just need to have a lot more mixed babies. we should just go around just having a lot of mixed babies, man.
This guy.
Make the whole planet, and by 2090, all just mixed people. And that'll solve the whole problem of racism. Of course, there's gonna be still some probably
response people. All the negative comments for this guy, because I didn't say that in the camera. Let's go ahead and let that be known.
I'm just saying, man. It's just something that's not needed, man. I've always considered myself a very diverse person. I've never just been like, oh, I just want to hang around all black people, or I just want to hang around all white people. Like I like to have diversity, man. Like I love different cultures and stuff like that. So like even with my projects that I do, I'm kind of almost like a affirmative action type of person, where I won't even work with the project unless it has diversity in it. So, it's just one of my things.
All right, next topic will be talking about nationality. So, what's your opinion on that?
As far as like let's say labels such as American, for me, it's something at first I was like, don't call me black, just call me American. But then I started thinking about it. I kind of don't even want to be associated with that label, just because of what this country was built on. It was built on like the genocide of one race, which is the Native Americans, and then the enslavement of another, which was African Americans. So, and then not to mention African Americans, that is the stupid label. I'm not from Africa, man. I'm sorry, and I wouldn't want to disrespect any Africans that are true African pride and call myself African American when I know nothing about it, But yeah, I mean, it's because I just feel like they came over, they killed a whole bunch of Native Americans, and that's a topic that I can have of its own, but it just, for me to call myself American after this country being built upon evil is just,
and pretty much just takeover.
Yeah, it's something I can't really just say. I just want to be labeled as human.
Because if you really think about it, we pretty much force out everybody else's belief of what they believed in and force it into them.
Yeah, I was saying, this is a whole nother topic.
So, yeah.
Man, they did some pretty bad things, man. But it's. I mean, I can kind of see where they do it for different nation reasons and all this type of stuff, but and I guess it would be kind of ignorant for me to just be like, oh, just don't call me American, when of course I'm American, but it's just for me, just that label, and what it was built on. I just don't like what it was built on, but of course I'm American. Or Earthling. I think I'll ride with Earthling.
This guy. Alright, next topic we'll talk about is political labels. What's your opinion on that?
Political labels. Wow, that's okay.
Lord.
First of all, I'm not a big fan of the government at this moment. But with that said,
damn,
when you take a political test in school to see what party would be best fit for you, I've always been a person that say if it was 20 questions, or 20, say if it was 21 questions, I've always been a person to where it's 10 Democrat, 11 Republican.
Why they got 11?
I've always been one up on Republican side, and I think it's more so for my business mindset. But I've always been a person that would vote Democrat wise because of just they have views from the lower end rather than just from it just being just from the top end. So but I can kind of see what would piss each other side off. I have dislikes of both sides.
So you're pretty much saying like the Democrat that says are more understanding, like closer to home.
Yeah.
While Republicans are focused like on more like the upper like economy, like up class, or like what stimulates and pretty much moves all that.
Yeah, I mean it's actually I forgot what was the name of the party, but it's a party that joins both of those together with the ideas, but they always never win. They never win, but it's a really great party that I would actually support. But yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of either party right now. I think their ideas are both so dramatic on each side that if they would just take a few from this side and a few from this side, just fuse together, we're good to go.
But instead we're over here looking like on ESPN like, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
It's ridiculous, man, and it creates. And that's the whole thing about labels, period. It just creates so much hate, so much like the
so it's like we're putting like, okay, you're on this team and you're on this team, and now we won't have y'all
it's
like
creating
just
teams, man. Yeah. It's creating teams where we just clash each other. I mean, that's how it's been from the beginning of time. It's always been this people versus these people. We want to take them over and stuff like that. But it's like as far as politics go, it's doing nothing but destroying the country, and that's my view of it. But of course, this country has always been destroying itself. So. I'm sorry, but that's why I say for me, I'm not very big on labels, because whenever you put a label on things, people expect you to fit that label and go about that label as such. Like that's why. I like to do whatever I want to do, however I want to do it. I don't want to be labeled as this, because if they label me, like say photography wise, they label me as a photographer. I'm by no means a photographer. I'm an artist. I just happen to use a camera and happen to do some photography with it. But if you expect me to go about things as a photographer would, you would be highly disappointed because I'm not gonna go about things the way a photographer would. So it's just, whenever you just put such a strict label, it limits you of what you can do. Like when they call Kanye West, for example, a rapper, he wants to explore in other areas of creation, like
it's
fashion
like
stuff.
outrageous. Like,
Yeah, they just want him to stick to, you're a rapper, or you're a producer. At first they want him to be a producer. Then they want him to be, and then he start rapping. Now now he wants to get into fashion. It's like they want you to stick in this one thing. So I never want to be labeled. Like if you want to label me something, you call me like a visionary or something like that. I need a more broad label.
Yeah, that way you have like a chance to go in more direction, not specifically like one area. Yeah.
That's why whenever I create anything or come up with anything or put anything out, I'm constantly putting out different stuff, so you can never get a beat on me and label me as this or this or that, because I'm putting out so much stuff. Like you're gonna make yourself look stupid. I'm sorry,
No, you're not.
I'm not. I just hate labels, man. I really hate labels, and it boxes so many people in, and they get a lot of misunderstandings out of it, as far as race and culture, because of course, like I said, I wanted to travel the world. I
just had it like this. Also, I think goes down to parenting as well.
Yeah.
Because like if you
and
have
your environment.
Yeah, that too, especially. Like if you have a vision to do something a particular way, and you want to go in this direction, like that's in your heart. But the same way, your parents be like, "No, you need to go this direction." You won't like be facing like this, like resistance.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Have you experienced this kind of resistance?
I'm not even going there.
I'm just messing with you.
Don't put me on the spot like that. But it's just one of those things I would just rather it not have. But of course, like Tupac said, some things just never change. It's always forever going to be labels, and they use it to categorize stuff, and in some ways, categories is not such a bad thing, but it's just the hate
that comes with it.
The hate,
if you step outside of it, it's like, no.
I don't care for that. So, yeah, it goes to you, government.
Send him something in the mail. Not me, man. I have nothing to do with that, man. I pay my taxes on time, except for that one time.
Stop forcing us to vote in certain parties, and stop forcing us to label ourselves as black and white.
Okay. The next topic we're going to talk about is Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Yes, the American father.
The American, the what a black American family should be from the Cosby Show perspective. It gave the rest of the country a view of what a black American family could be, instead of it just being complete ratchetness. So, why are we talking about Bill Cosby today?
You heard about the several allegations?
Several allegations. So, Bill Cosby decided he wanted to go out and rape people.
Can you say something after that? Because that was pretty strong.
It's pretty straightforward. He's been in the news a lot for, more so recently, for rape charges. Allegedly he raped some women.
Some women that we don't know the name of. Yeah.
And the bad thing about it is even before this just blew up, if you would have looked up Bill Cosby and raping on Google, it actually would have brought out a few cases of it. I think
so. He has a history of it.
Yeah, but he's never gotten actually charged with it. But I guess his PR people, they didn't do so good this time. They weren't able to cover this one up.
But the thing that kind of aggravates me about this is like the lady, like I can't remember her name at the top, but pretty much came after this allegation like almost years later. Like, why would you wait so long just to like bring this up? You know what?
I don't know, man. Maybe she wants to get something out of him before he dies.
That's cold.
That's cold blooded, man. But
Yeah, since he has like a record of doing something like that,
But that's the thing about it. He doesn't necessarily just have a record because they've never actually found him guilty. But
it was just like allegations.
Yeah. So and the bad thing about it is once that ball gets rolling,
it just
more
keeps
people gonna
rolling.
jump on the bandwagon. So it's probably gonna be even girls that he probably knew for a split second. And they're gonna be like,
and then
he raped me.
And then they're just gonna hop in too because they're gonna be like, okay, it's an opportunity to get money.
Yeah, and then some girls might even throw themselves at him, and then later on call it rape. And then you probably gonna end up believing it just because he's already had so many,
it's
cases.
like a domino effect. Like, okay,
that's bad, man. He's in a bad situation. But it kind of does make you wonder, how does that even come up in the first place when you're having multiple, situations? Like, how do you put yourself in that situation multiple times? So, did he do it? Well, the only person who knows, it's only 3 people that know that. Well, I would say Bill, the people that it may have happened to, and Chris.
What? No. Disregard what he just said, man.
But yeah, I mean, I can't say whether he did it or not, but I would hope that he didn't, just because it's Bill
That's
Cosby.
what I was thinking too. Like, I hope he didn't do it because like we had this so much of a strong positive image of him, and then like other fans were like, okay, this is like the black father of like.
He did the kid show, man.
Yeah.
The darn kids say the darndest things, man. Now it's like Bill says the darndest things. Bill tweets the darndest things.
Like, Bill. That's one of the most be like, Bill.
The bad thing about it is, I believe in an interview, they asked him a question about something like that, and all he could really do was just shake his head. He's like, so it's like I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but I'm hoping the best for Mr. Bill.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Well, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. Go ahead and leave your comments below. Share with your friends, subscribe, and this has been another episode of Stereotypes.
Tag Bill on this. Welcome back to the show, Chris.